What's going on, guys? Welcome back to our Let's Play series here on the Amplified Console Edition. Now, as you can see, we're back at our villager sorter. What I've had to do is, we've got a different Dave down there now. He is Dave 2.0. I had to lower the ground by 3 blocks, and then, so then he would stop tracking the villagers just up here, so when one does go down there, eventually he does actually wander over and kill them. Because the last one was just stuck fixated on one of the villagers up here, and no matter how close the villagers got to him down there, he just would not eat them. But that's been rectified, and it's a husk zombie this time, so yep, hopefully Dave 2.0 works out well. After a long while waiting, we finally got another mending book guy, and for only 14 emeralds, so that's for a still. He's got frostball on him and all. There's our mending book, 14. So happy days for him. I'm getting rid of the buttons on the ones that I want to keep because I accidentally got rid of a protection 4 one who was selling it for 15 emeralds, and he got devoured straight away by Dave. Sometimes he's a bit of a nightmare, but yep. We'll move on from this today though. Had enough villages in the last one, plus the noise is driving me insane. I done a bit more experimenting with the flowers to see which ones would grow where, and I did finally figure it out. And not only are the flowers biome specific, but they're actually block specific as well, which is what I did not know. So you'll have a group of flowers that will only grow in certain biomes, but then you will also have each block within that biome only able to grow a certain flower. So I cleared out an area down here, as you can see, to test this out. And if we go, let's say, get rid of one of these dandelions. So on this spot here, if we just keep on growing it, eventually the only other flower that will grow is a dandelion, and that will be every single time. Grass, 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 grass. Eventually, like I've done this with quite a lot of them. Oh, no way. So poppies and that. See, see, well, that's thrown my logic completely out the window then. I've been testing this for about an hour and a half off camera, and no word of a lie, the only ones that would grow in the place that I'm breaking them is the ones that were there. Yeah, as you can see, just the alliums on this one, and I'm out of bone meal. But yeah, it's that has thrown my logic completely out the window with a poppy growing there, or was it grown just to the right of it where I broke it? I'm going to have to look back at the footage and see that, but let me know in the comments down there if you notice if it was on the same block the poppy grew or not. Because I could have swore that it was in between them two that I was growing it, so it would have been that block there. Well, we'll move on because that's not what we're even meant to be working on today. Today I want to build a mining, what would I call it? A new mine, yeah, just a new mine. Because what I didn't realise what I had done is that when we done the slime farm, that was actually the same way we got down to our mining area, our strip mine. Oh, forgot to activate my elytra. Yeah, sorry about that. I went with the firework went off, but the elytra didn't work at, so whoops. Let's see if we get a flight here. There we go. Yeah, I've decided not to build it around here because we actually want to move on from this area a bit. So we'll head over to where I want it. It's going to be over near the new sandstone fortress. I need to find a proper name to call this area. It's a desert area, really. I've not done much work on that, but I have started to prepare an area for our mine, which I want to be just down over here. There we go. Yep. So yeah, this will be the entrance. This will be fancied up. Then you've got the steps that come down. Now, what I want here, which is how come I've cleared out such a large area here, is that I want storage for all the mining stuff. So like all the ores that we get and all the blocks. And then this area on the left, I'm leaving open for what I want to be our deep storage. Now, I will show you the modules. Each module is 8 long and 3 wide for the deep storage ones, and you can tile them up as high as you want depending on how much storage you need. Now, I will explain to you once I show you the modules in my redstone world why I've gone for these ones instead of the very, very compact deep storage shulker option. Okay, just let us hop down here into our redstone test world, and I'll see you in a sec. Okay, guys, now that we've teleported over here, this is the deep storage module that I'm going to build, obviously in the desert mining outpost. I think that's what we're going to call it from now on. It's going to be a lot higher, so each line is a double chest for storage plus one hopper. Underneath you've got a line of hoppers which will be feeding from the bottom chest out here. So then when we need a resource, we can just stick down the shulker chest in front of it and let it fill up. Now the reason that I've gone for this type of design is, one, I like the indicator system that all you'll be able to see on the front is the lights. Now each light that lights up indicates a full double chest full of that item. The top light will go off whenever you start feeding items in. So if we come over here and we put, say, the stone through there, that top light will instantly go on, letting you know that items are being fed in. And then once the double chest is filled, each comparator is coming off the hopper on that line. So the hopper needs to be full to output enough signal to light the lamp, which means the hopper can't be full until at least that double chest is full. Now they alternate coming off this way and forward, because otherwise redstone would mix in the signals and each redstone signal would set off two lamps instead of just the one on their level. But this is about as compact and as neat as I can make it. It's extremely simple to build. It's just basic redstone repeaters, comparators, hoppers, and there's nothing real complicated to it. Now, obviously, in our world, we're going to have an item sorting system that feeds the right item into each deep storage. So it will need probably about another 4 blocks on top and about another 5 behind it dug out just for the item sorter. But for each module, that's not going to be difficult at all. In our world, we're going to have 7 of these deep storage modules in it. That will be stone, cobblestone, granite, diorite, dirt, gravel, and andesite. Yeah, the 7 main blocks that you end up picking up during your mining runs that would actually need deep storage. The rest of them, I'm just going to do a basic sorting system. Now, if you're wondering how come I'm going for this sort of model instead of this tiny contraption that I've built, which is, this can hold, I think it's the equivalent of 20 of them, just in this small contraption. Now, this is your feeding in line. So the stone will then feed in, so whatever you want to feed into this direction, it'll go into the shulker box. As soon as the shulker box is full, it will output a signal greater than this redstone torches button in, then it will light up this line of repeaters. This repeater will send this block and knock off the shulker box into the hopper minecart, into a hopper into the chest. And then the same signal that sends that off will be delayed, sending round up onto this dispenser, dispensing another empty shulker box, which would be stored in here. So you can have a double chest full of full shulker boxes, which would be the equivalent of around about 10 to 20 of them. Whoops, did not mean to do that. And the whole reason that I'm going for this design is mainly because I don't want to have to go to the hassle of getting the shulker boxes just to be using them for deep storage. Making wooden chests is very, very easy. I've got a tree farm set up over next to my quad-iron golem farm, so I've got more than enough wood at the moment. And I was working it out. Each time in my end, I've only got one end city that spawns. So every single time I have to reset my end, I've got a maximum of 22 shulker shells, which would be 11 shulker boxes, which means each time I want to get, it's usually between 7 and 10 shulker boxes I'll get in total for each time I have to kill the Ender Dragon. Now, to kill the Ender Dragon, to get enough shulker boxes, I think I figured it out to I had to kill the dragon 15 times to get enough shulker boxes to fill the equivalent that this would do. And quite frankly, I'm bored of killing the Ender Dragon. I've done it, I think, about 9 or 10 times now to get the shulker boxes that I have got. Hopefully, in the future, they up the drop rate of the shulker shells, because I've only got one end city in the entire end portals of mine. But I think, yeah, for the time being, for our mining outpost, this deep storage unit, and I do like the display on it. There lets you know when it gets full, and then obviously there will be an overflow thing that will then lead to another chest, which will either dispose of or more deep storage just for the overflow. But I'm definitely going to go with this design over that one. If we manage to get a lot of shulker boxes in a much easier way than having to kill the dragon each time, then I'm more than happy to change it up and create miniature deep storage systems like this. If you want me to do a tutorial on either storage system, I am more than happy to. This one can obviously be tidied up a hell of a lot because I literally made this in about 4 minutes after designing and making this one. And that's just to show you that I am aware that you can get much more compact deep storage using the shulker boxes, but I want to go with my version over here. So yeah, I'm just going to crack on in my playthrough. I'm going to get the units built and I'll bring you back once I've got the items sort of all fitted and I've got the deep storage all fitted, and we'll tidy it up from there. So I'll see you in a bit. Welcome back, guys. Now this is about a day or two later after our last recording, and quite a lot of work has been done, as you could probably see. Got all of our deep storage units in, got our normal storage for the main mining resources in here. Now I'll walk you through how it all works. Behind here you've got the basic sorting system, which deals with the ores and single forms. So you've got the ores of diamond, diamonds, ores of coal, coal, redstone ore, redstone, lapis ore, lapis, and then you've got the gold and iron ores. And then the deep storage units are for the gravel, dirt, andesite, granite, diorite, cobblestone, and stone. Now, I've actually just got a chest of a load of garbage here that I got from clearing out. You throw that all into the system now, so then I'll walk you through how it all works. Now with this, you can just throw all the stuff into this double chest that you've got on your inventory. And I'm also going to leave some open hoppers at the receiving end to put shulker boxes on. So if you've got shulker boxes full after a mining session, you just stick them on there and it will automatically run it through the system. Now, first of all, it runs through this section, which will sort all the ores out. And then from there, it runs into a dropper elevator. Let's see if I can make this jump. Like 9 times out of 10, I fail it, but there we go. Yeah, this elevator, initially it was a lot more simpler than this. I had just a comparator running with a redstone repeater, wire running back round to reset the comparator, and it will constantly send a tick to this whenever there's something in the bottom one. But what was happening is that when this one gets completely full up, as you can see, it is filling up very quickly. What would happen is that the output of this was the maximum, so you wouldn't be able to reset out all regardless of the strength of signal that you was running back into it. So eventually this would just get stuck into an on cycle. So what I've had to do is whenever there's something in the bottom dropper, this will output a signal to this. It will turn off the redstone torch, unpowering this repeater, which was locking this repeater, and then this separate clock can then run through to the droppers. And it's just a redstone torch tower that then sends the items going up. And then gradually all of these items will work their way up, rather slowly though. I've got to come up with a quicker design. Now I also got the hoppers then running all the way around. Now you can use hopper chains like I have, or you can use streams of packed ice with water, which would be a lot quicker and a lot less laggy. Now, as you can see, the lights are going off. As soon as there's items feeding into that section, the top light will go off. Now, each light will be indicating that you then got a double chest full of that item. If I take you around the back to show you how I've wired this up, because I've actually had to go up pretty high with it, which then came out of the land hill, the sand just fell down. I'm going to be covering this back up and rebuilding this mountain up with the sand. Now, at the top of each deep storage unit, you've got individual item sorters. So each one's like sorting it into its right ones. So this one is the andesite, this one is the granite, so it will work its way around. And then if there's any items that are not being sorted, it will then work its way around, round to here to our overflow chest. So if you accidentally throw a tool in or something like that, it's not going to get lost somewhere in the system. It will just come down to this chest here. So as you can see, I've not got any sandstone sorted and I haven't got any flint sorted in the system, so it just goes to the overflow chest. But yeah, that's all the redstone bits and pieces. If you're wondering how to do the item sorter, I've just cut out a singular module here. Now you have your input, which is the hopper train going across, and then you've got your sorting hopper, which is going to be your 4 items which aren't going to get sorted. That's just your filler items, and then the first item at the front is the item that you want sorted. It will stack to 41. As soon as more items go in, it will feed through to this hopper and then into the chest. So if we take out that 22, and then we throw them in, as you can see, that then gets that then gets enough coming through to extend the signal, which will then send this signal to the repeater, unpowering the redstone torch, which will then unlock this hopper, allowing it to pull the items through, and then it pulls through the diorite. Now, the sorting system that I've got is literally just multiple of these singular modules. They're very simple to build, and there's a number of different tutorials online for them. But yeah, that's all the redstone mechanics that I've got running here at the moment. Now, let me show you what I've done down at the mining section. I've got a minecart track which does a spiral all the way down to the very bottom. Initially, I was thinking about making this part of our loading and unloading system. So I was going to have like one of like the Pez sweet dispenser sort of things on the end here, filled with storage minecarts. So then when you send up a full minecart, it'll come up here, unload, and then after it's finished unloading, it'll get sent over here, releasing an empty one at the bottom to come back down to the mine. But after thinking about it for a while, it's with the shulker boxes, you can carry an infinite storage on you pretty much. I think it's like a full inventory of a ender chest that you can carry on you full with shulker boxes. You can mine out hundreds of thousands of blocks. So I'm probably going to end up making this minecart track just my way to get back up. So obviously I'll set it up here, so then it will break on a cactus, run through hoppers, be spat back down there to a dispenser, which will then dispense the minecart onto the track for me whenever I want to come up. So that will be tidied up, and then I'll hop down here to show you what I've done. We've got a haste 2 beacon set up down here just to help us. Now I've done 2 of the mine shafts, one going that way, one going that way. I've blocked off that one and that one for now. If we want to expand to either side at any point we can. I've done my fire spread option is off on my single player because I like using fire as decoration tools. So as you I've done them on each of the corners. I've chose the spruce wood to give it a little bit of structural integrity. I think it makes it. Just so it looks like there's something supporting that we've dug into like an old sort of tomb and we've then designed a mine shaft inside of it. So each area, this one's I've already done a mining run on just to test out the system. And I'm going to probably be putting either doors or indicator lights to let me know that I've mined in that section. Each section goes all the way to the point where the haze beacon 2 will stop. So you'll get a good 50 or 60 blocks each way before you stop getting haze 2. So the beginning of each mining session is very quick and very easy, and you get a lot of resources extremely quickly. But I've just done these little spruce wood things, just like you find in the normal mine shafts, except for I didn't bother doing the fence posts coming down. I did do it, but then it felt very, very cramped. I'm actually running short on redstone, so let me just grab them few bits. Yeah, I ended up using a lot of iron and a lot of redstone during this build so far. Now, yeah, so that's the mine shafts. Let me hop back up. Oh, thank God for that. I thought it went off without me. And there we go. Yeah, so that's all the mechanics of it. Now, I've tidied up the actual entrance of the mine shaft itself. Is it getting yeah, it's getting to night. I'm going to sleep otherwise. I've been creeping about 5 or 6 times here. Usually there's a skeleton that tries to shoot at me while I'm sleeping, but fingers crossed. Make sure there's no creepers about. Just got a zombie up there. Okay, I think we're safe to carry on. Yeah, so that's all the redstone done and dusted for this area, I think. I'm going to tear this thing back down, throw it into my redstone chest. And I'm going to tidy it all up, like fill in all of these areas in here. And I'll probably do some form of pillar or archway going across the top of the ceiling and lead into this section here. So all of these droppers and oh, I could have swore I just heard a creeper then. That's my imagination, I'm guessing. Yeah, so all of the hoppers, the dropper elevator. Oh, that's the redstone torches burning out. It sounds like a creeper sizzling. Yeah, all of that's going to be hidden. All of the redstone behind here is going to be hidden. The only thing that you're going to be able to see are the lights. Actually, stuff is still working its way through the system. But yeah, I think in between this episode and next one, I'll tidy this all up. So it's going to take a while and it's going to be a little bit finicky the way because I usually design it about 10 times all the way through. Now over here, I've dug out a section where I want to put a smeltering area for like when we get the gold and iron ore, and also because I haven't got anywhere decent to do automatic smelting, but that will probably be a project for our next episode. But today there's also, I was working on something nearer to base. If I'm able to get fly out here somehow. There we go. Yeah. I've been trying my best to collect dyes and stuff ready for well, not ready for, but for the terracotta, like the glazed terracotta, and now what is no longer clay blocks but the normal terracotta. And also for all the concrete. I'm tending to use concrete powder. I'm leaning towards more than the concrete themselves because it's a nice texture. It's not so bold and in your face, and I've gone to the wrong place. I wanted to go over to where all my flowers and stuff were over here. There we go. Now if we hop up here, I've built a very, obviously this bed isn't meant to be here. Yeah, so I built this very quickly. All you have to do is hop up, do that, and then there's bone meal in each of the dispensers, and then you can get all the dyes from these colours. Now I've already got a shulker box full of the yellow, red, magenta, pink, and also the orange from mixing the red and the yellow. So that's all of them dyes, and each one of these give you 2 dyes per piece. So that's come very in handy. But the dyes that I have to work on and figure out how to do, we still need to get a cactus farm up and running for green dye. And the ones that are going to be difficult are grey, black, blue, light blue, and cyan. And that's because all of them involve either ink sacs, and in console version, I've yet to find anyone that's managed to make a even reasonably efficient squid ink farm. I've looked online a lot and I've not seen anything. As you see, I've swapped all the sheep out for cows because I needed leather for making item frames, and I didn't really need any more wool for now. Uh, what else was I going to say? Yeah, the cactus farm, that's going to be a pretty quick and easy project. I'll probably build that next to or off the side of our slime farm. And that will probably be in another episode. I don't know what I'm going to be doing in each episode at the moment. I've got lots of different projects that I want to do. But yeah, cactus farms definitely on the list. The only other ones is the blue, cyan, and the light blue we can get from the flowers from the swamp biome. So we'll have to build a very small flower farm over in a swamp biome where they grow. So that will be the light blue, but it's the blue itself and the cyan. Cyan needs green and blue. but the blue you can only get from the lapis, and which is one of the main reasons how comes I decided to build the mining outpost. Because to be honest with you, I've not done a mining run since I dug out the slime chunk. With mending on the tools and um, the iron farm up and running, I've not really had the need to go mining, but I do miss going mining. It's quite relaxing when you're bored and you don't really want to have to concentrate too much. You could just go do a mining run, gather some resources, which I will be doing in between episodes now that I've got all of this system sorted out. Put this system to good use at least. But yeah, all of the bottom hoppers have to fill up first before filling up the double chests. So most of these bottom ones are now completely full. So if you wanted to just go and grab a single stack, you can. I've left them as just a hopper output. So if you need a lot of stone, cobblestone, or any of these, you just whack down the shulker chest, leave it for 5 or 10 minutes, come back, pick it up, and then you'll have that ready to go. And then obviously, if you don't use it all, you just come back here, throw it on the hopper, and it'll throw it back into the system. So I'm quite happy with this. Yeah. Now, as opposed for the looks of it, the cosmetic side, the inside, I'm going to go, as you can see, I've done the 2 pillars at the front there. I'm going to lead up the ceiling a bit, bring it up, and try to do similar pillars in between these. And then try to some way interlink it with this side, leaving enough room over here for a future furnace, like smeltering project. But what I have spent a majority of my time doing after doing all of that redstone is designing a look for the outside here. But to show you that, I'm going to have to hop into my creative world. So let's go. And here we are. Now, this this is meant to be Anubis, like the Egyptian mythology Anubis. I tried a lot of different styles of builds, and to be honest with you, working on this, the main thing that with this design is that it's extremely, it's definitely not within my wheelhouse to do a structure like a statue sort of build. But this is one that I've done by myself. The blocks along the side and along the top are purely for if you want me to build this in my survival world. So then I can measure it all out and I know exactly how far each side is and what's going on. The main thing I am happy about this with is the ears. I absolutely love how the ears are done. It's done in 3 different depths, and depth when it comes to the statue sort of builds are it. The more depth you've got, obviously, the better it's going to look. So it doesn't just look squished to the wall. I've had a lot of trouble trying to do something with the face, and the main thing is the nose. So it's meant to be like a mythical dog. It's like a sort of like the underworld mythology of the Egyptians. That's all. That block is not meant to be here. Get rid of that. Yeah, as you can hear, there's probably loads of mobs hiding inside of there. Initially, the blue fringe around the sides was just flat against the sand, so I decided to bring that out a bit and make it sort of build within the actual mountainside or cliffside, mountainside of the desert structure here. So as you can see, it comes around there also. Got the 2 feet out, and then just underneath is where the entrance of the mine's going to be. Now, obviously, it doesn't need to be that low, so then we can still have a decent entrance to our mine. And the whole point that I've was building this is that I want the mining outpost to be sort of like a tomb that we've discovered and we've gone into, and now we're like trying to work our way through it and find what's hidden, so on and so forth, sort of thing. Like whenever you see films and they found a tomb, it's usually an entrance that's underneath a structure like that. It's like usually either Anubis or the Tutankhamun sort of design. But this is the design that I've come out with. Now, you're going to have to let me know in the comments if you want me to go ahead and build this in my survival world, if you like the look of it, or if you think I should just go for the very plain sort of sandstone pillars sort of design, entrance to a tomb sort of thing, which would still blend in very nicely with the surrounding area and tie in nicely with our fortress that we're going to end up building. But I decided to test my creative side a bit, and that's what I came up with. So hopefully you like it, because I'm extremely pleased with it. It's the first time I tried building a statue of any type without following a tutorial, and I think it's come out pretty well. I'm not 100% settled on the nose. I think it should be comes down a little bit more and probably out a little bit more, and a lot more different variations in depth as it comes out. But I can play around with that if you want me to go ahead with this. But yeah, other than that, it's just going to be the normal sort of tomb sort of pillar sort of design. I'm just saying a hell of a lot, but sort of like that, but on a much larger scale outside, which is still extremely nice, but it's not very creative. And I don't know, I didn't want everything just to be plain in sandstone, and I thought, stepping outside of my wheelhouse, I'd go for something that I've not really tried, and I'm quite happy with the way that that's come out. This was done just from me looking at a picture of Anubis on Google Images, so I'm not sure if there's tutorials to build a statue of this size of Anubis on YouTube at all, but I definitely won't be doing a tutorial. This took probably about a good 4 or 5 hours of placing and replacing half slabs, steps and stuff to get different depths and dimensions on the face. Initially the face was 2 blocks back, so it was on this line here, and then after I'd done the nose it just looked so flat and ridiculous, so I had to just cut that entire section off and rebuild it out a couple of layers. And at the moment I'm pretty happy with the way that it's come out, barring the nose. But yeah, if you want me to build this in my survival world, let me know and I will crack on with that. But in between episodes I will work on the interior and get all of this nice and neatened up, get the minecart elevator properly done and dusted, so that will be fully automatic coming up and down. And all of this, all the redstone will be hidden. I'll replace the top of that mountain above all of that redstone. And yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this episode, because it's definitely taken me a long time. And if you have and it's your first time to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Hopefully see you in the next one. Bye bye.